job coach is there to support the candidate and also kind of be the middle person between the employer and the candidate to make sure the employer is getting what they need from the candidate, but also to make sure the candidate is there and supported.
At the beginning of the internship, I feel we tend to give a lot more support, obviously, because everything's new and there's lots of practicing to be done to embed the skills. And then as the internship continues, the idea is that the candidate is to become more and more independent. So the job coach's role is to fade out, really to hand the candidate over to the staff, give them the skills in order to be able to support the candidate if they need support.
I find that most candidates prefer you to show them how to do something rather than just talk at them or tell them how to do it. We do a lot of role playing as well, which I find works really well with candidates. So in a quiet period, I'll pretend to be the customer, they're serving me, we go over what went well, what didn't go so well.
We provide weekly reports to the education team with updates on how the candidate's getting on, their strengths, what they're doing really well with, and then any areas that they need to work on. For example, I was working with a candidate and they decided to set up an Italian restaurant in the classroom so that the candidate could practice taking orders and dealing with difficult customers.
We also work really closely with our candidates to build resilience for them and, understanding to take feedback and everything as well. And that's a large part of the evolving process as job coaches as they, become brilliant at their jobs and don't need us anymore, which is ultimately the role of a job coach. The employees are very much part of the overall decision making and objective settings for the candidates. So one of the things that I do is every Friday is I'll sit down with my candidate and I'll set their objectives for the week, but I'll have also spoken to the employer beforehand and looked at what next week looks like for them. So it's very much a fluid process between us and the employer and the candidate, according to what their needs are and their skill sets. So
job coaches are also a point of contact for the staff. I think it's really important for us to form a really positive relationship so that they feel happy to approach us if they've got any queries or questions or problems, and then we can sort of formulate a plan together.
One of the things as job coaches that we do is support the employers about how to communicate with our candidates. Work is set by the employer and communicated to me or the candidate. And I'm there really to help our candidates perform that role for them. But actually where they might need guidance on all the little details of the job, that's what I can help do really. So it allows the employer to have more of a hands-off kind of approach and holistically support rather than actually having to go down to the detail, which obviously we provide as job coaches.
What I enjoy most about the job coach is the candidates who really want to do well. You see them progress so much, they really enjoy it, you see the employers thinking they're doing a good job, and just from where they are at the start to where they are at the finish, if they can achieve that goal of getting a paid job or even get the skills needed to do better in any part of their life, that is the best part of the job.